peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world.
Oh, good morning. Caught me having a coffee before heading over to the chapel. Well, this kind of works out because I wanted to show you a video anyway before I got into the message. The video is me doing a few interviews with my friends and family. In the interviews, I asked them each two questions, the same two questions. The first question was, what is peace? The second question is, can you give peace? As you watch the video, I want you to consider their answers. And in considering their answers, I'd like you to ponder what you would have answered to those questions. Enjoy the videos, and I'll see you in a couple minutes.
Peace is the absence of turmoil.
I guess when I think of peace, I think of the absence of things like worry and anxiety. Or even if you have those things, you're feeling those things, that there's a sense of calm about the end result.
Being at ease.
It's more like a feeling that you get. So you can, like, say you're by the ocean or you're in nature, those can be peaceful things, but it also can be just when you're with people at home, like here at your house.
I don't know, when everyone gets along and there's no fighting and there's no hatred or anything that people are holding against each other, everyone just gets along.
The way that I can think to give peace is by modeling peace. I think that people feed off of each other. And if someone sees panic, they're panicked. They see peace, they kind of naturally just kind of feel at ease.
Yeah, I think so. But I have to think about that.
Yeah, by reassuring them, by having them know you're there in support of them, and not intentionally causing turmoil.
That's a tough question. I think it is. I think you can provide someone with a sense of peace.
Well, I don't think you can give peace in the sense that you can force somebody to be a certain way.
Right.
All you can do is be the example of peace and be peaceful yourself, and hopefully that rubs off on someone.
But having said that, I think you can just at the workplace, or at kind of in any scenario in life, if you have kind of a calming presence at work, you can kind of give a sense of peace to other people.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can give peace, but you could show peace. Like, just have that kind of attitude about you that doesn't hold grudges and just stays calm in situations that might be aggravating.
Oh, okay, we're back. Thanks for waiting for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. My friends and family now hate me. Wow, just kidding, for sure. We have a lot to unpack today, so let's just take a moment and breathe. Let's get calm and focus. Throughout the summer, we are talking about the fruit of the Spirit. Ross spoke on love, Pelham spoke on joy, and today I'm going to be speaking on peace. In the coming weeks, you're going to hear from... Oh, wait. I'm not going to give any spoilers. You'll have to tune in the coming weeks. 2020 has certainly shaken us to our core. It is a great time to be discussing peace. The world needs peace. Did you consider the answers to the video? The two questions: what is peace? Can you give peace? Those two questions are the points that we'll be discussing today during this message as we discuss peace. So the question, what is peace? Well, my friends, my family, they said it's the absence of anxiety, the absence of turmoil. It is, a sense of calm, a good feeling you get when you're in a place that you like. Maybe it's not fighting, no hatred. Everybody's just getting along. Well, peace is often considered the absence of something negative, and that is true. People fighting is not peaceful. People not fighting is peaceful. But what if peace is not only the absence of something negative? What if peace is also the presence of something positive? Is peace the absence of, or is it the presence of? Well, it's both, actually. There are two types of peace, at least to me. We have situational peace and we have relational peace. Situational peace is the absence of things that create anxiety, anger, get you upset, anything that intrudes in your moment of peace. That is things that could interrupt a situation. Relational peace is the presence of the one person who can relieve anxiety, who can relieve stress, who can relieve all that discomfort and anger in your life. This type of peace can't be interrupted. Let me try and explain it with these two scriptures. Our first scripture is from Luke. One day, Jesus got into a boat with his disciples, and he said to them, "Let us go across to the other side of the lake." So they set out, and as they sailed, Jesus fell asleep. And a windstorm came down on the lake, and they were filling with water and were in danger. And the disciples went and woke Jesus, saying, "Master, Master, we are perishing." And he awoke and rebuked the wind and the raging waves, and they ceased, and there was calm. And they ceased? Well, in the verse, I'm not really sure if they're talking about the disciples' panic or the wind and the waves. But either way, Jesus immediately brought situational peace by calming the storm. But don't forget this. Jesus was already at peace, having a snooze in the boat, all during the storm. Jesus knew God was in control. The storm was irrelevant to Jesus. That's relational peace. Jesus knew he was going to the other side. No storm was going to stop that. There is no need to panic. Or look at this next verse. It's in John. When evening came, his disciples went down to the sea, got into a boat, and started across the sea to Capernaum. It was now dark, and Jesus had not yet come. The sea became rough because a strong wind was blowing. When they had rowed about 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus walking on the sea and coming near the boat, and they were frightened. But he said to them, "It is I. Do not be afraid." Then they were glad to take him into the boat, and immediately the boat was at the land to which they were going. Well, once again, we find the disciples in a bad situation on the sea, but this time we find Jesus just casually walking through the storm. As soon as he spoke to them, situational peace happened, and they were relieved to realize that it was actually Jesus. And when he got in the boat, suddenly they're on shore. Everything's calm again. In stressful moments, Jesus is calm because he knows God is in control. But do we? Maybe this will help you understand. You're at home and it's a terrible blizzard outside. And suddenly the power goes out. Well, instant stress, of course. What are you going to do? Well, flashlights and candles, well, that brings some situational peace to what you're experiencing. Then you grab a few blankets and that warms you up, and there, you got a little bit more peace. But wait, there's no Wi-Fi. My cell phone's dying. Oh, the stress. There is no peace in this. But then you look over and you notice one of you has fallen fast asleep. How can they sleep at a time like this? There's no Wi-Fi. Well, that person happens to know that the bills are paid with Nova Scotia Power. We have no issue there. We're in good standing. That person knows that Nova Scotia Power is going to show up and fix the problem. We are going to have power again. There is no need to panic in this moment of temporary discomfort. Or maybe it's like you have to go out and shovel after that blizzard, and there's 16 inches of snow in your driveway. Your back is sore. The snow is wet. The shovel is heavy, and your driveway is 500 feet long, or so it seems. That's just utter anguish. But then you turn and you look through the blowing snow, and you see this image of your neighbor with a snowblower, and you're startled because it is kind of creepy in a Stephen King kind of way. But then you realize it's your neighbor, and they're there to help. And suddenly you feel peace. And before you know it, you're standing on black asphalt and everything's right. But then you also notice you feel like you could shovel 10 more driveways now. Peace does that. It can invigorate you. Relational peace like that comes into your life, it can invigorate you. So what do we do with all this peace? Whether it be situational or relational. What do we do with it? Can we give some away? Can we give peace? Yes, you can give peace. Jesus did, and so can we. Relational peace is the peace Jesus has with the Father. The relational peace that allows him to control the stormy waters and brings situational peace. He knows his Father has all things under control. We can have the same relational peace with Jesus by way of the Spirit dwelling in us. He gave it to us. Remember from our text, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. It's not the situational peace that the world can offer. Remember, not as the world gives do I give to you. A peace that doesn't depend on the situation, but rather our relationship. A peace that says, in spite of tribulation in the world, Jesus has overcome the world. Again, from our scripture, in the world you will have tribulation. Jesus said there will be trying times. But take heart. I have overcome the world. We can give peace through the bond of our relationships and how we react to various moments of unrest. The fruit within us, peace, can be shared and linger with those around us. Share your fruit and inject peace into situations. Leave the person in better shape than you found them. When you're with people and all around is chaos, try and rebuke the wind and the rain, or simply walk calmly through the storm and have people follow. Bring stability to the situation. Social media is a great place to give peace. I don't know about your news feeds, but I see a lot of rage and anger in mine. Not my posts, but what comes into my news feed. I just want to be clear on that. How about this? Instead of sitting back and launching your armchair assault on our political leaders, or any other person in our society, how about instead of spreading venomous stories and headlines, we try to post uplifting statuses such as, I prayed for the Prime Minister today. But don't hashtag that with, and he needed it. Keep peace. Or perhaps you could simply private message someone some encouraging words when you see them all caught up in a storm of rage. Maybe you can give some peace at that moment. We're all at home and social media, because of COVID, social media is basically at our fingertips because we're trying to stay connected to the world. A great place for you to inject peace into our society. Remember, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but harsh words stir up anger. As believers, we need to share peace. And I'm not talking about ignoring the problems of the world, but I am talking about a relational peace that helps us to navigate the problems of the world. We learned today what peace is and how we can actually possess it and give it to others. The world, at best, can offer situational peace, but through Jesus, we can have relational peace, a peace that surpasses all logic to the contrary. Here's the practical for what we learned. Throughout the summer, as we continue to talk about the fruit of the Spirit, I want you to keep this in mind. Several months ago, let's say about 8, a thought popped into my head concerning purpose. What is my purpose? The thought was followed up quickly with, be fruitful and multiply. I know what you're thinking. That's about having children. I was thinking the same thing. But wait, just stay with me a moment. I had a chance to discuss this thought with my friend Tom, who I have coffee with on Saturday mornings. Is it possible that my purpose, or our purpose, in this world is to be fruitful and multiply? I have a family. I have a child. Am I done being fruitful? Am I done multiplying? I can't be done, right? I'm too young to be done. Everybody is. About 2 months ago, Ross called me and asked if I'd like to speak, and the topic would be one of the fruits of the Spirit. He asked me if any particular fruit resonated with me. The only thought that was going through my head at that moment was, be fruitful and multiply. I paused while talking to him, lost in the moment, and then I forced out, you choose. Any fruit would be good for me. Think with me about the fruit of the Spirit. It grows in us. We become fruitful. We share it with others. And it grows within them. We multiply. Folks, be fruitful and multiply. Share Jesus and his goodness. Let the fruit of the Spirit show in you. We have the fruit of the Spirit in our lives. As that grows in us, we become more fruitful. As we share that with others, we are multiplying it. Have you ever been given, or have you ever given or been given a fruit basket? It's a great gift. It's nice to look at, cheers people up, it nourishes them, and the fruit can be shared with others. Well, I'm challenging you to be the fruit basket. Give yourself away. Share your fruit. Be careful though. Don't confuse that with being nutty as a fruitcake. Don't give fruitcake. That's a totally different thing. With all that is going on in the world today, people need the fruit of the Spirit. There's mental illness, violence, corruption, mistrust, lies, hate. All of it is on the rise. All this tribulation around us, well, to that I say peace. Let not your heart be troubled. He has overcome this world. Thank you.